Welcome back to Batman. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Oh, that's just a political officer. Okay.
Are those good guys?
No, basically, I don't know if I mentioned this, but one common, I'm trying to say, one common side mission that you'll see throughout this game is that, like, you'll see a bunch of these political prisoners. They're not, like, real bad people. It's more like they're people with certain political power that kind of know that Doctor Strange is up to something, or Hugo Strange is up to something, and Hugo pretty much dumped them in Arkham to make sure that they're not going to be a nuisance to him.
Yeah.
Because that is the most surefire way to prove to someone that you're not crazy, is, do something crazy to them.
Well, apparently, because the thing is that, like, with Hugo, he actually has, like, this really... I think they're, like, an ex-military group called, like, Tiger Mercenaries that pretty much does a lot of his dirty work, so a lot of it, to the common eye, is pretty discreet. Oh, and what's this going on here?
So say, is that helicopter up... Would that helicopter up ahead be Tiger Mercenaries, or are there news people here?
The helicopters are, let's see. What's going on down here? Oh, they're trying to barricade the door to make sure we don't leave.
Oh.
Well, it's a good thing that we're out here and, well, not in there.
Hey, who's that guy?
Looks awfully suspicious.
Paladin?
You there. I have some bat questions for you.
No. It's Ezio for sure.
He does look very much like Ezio, but no, this is actually Azrael, who is pretty much, anytime you see him, he's going to say something vague and leave these symbols down here. Pretty much you're going to want to scan each of those symbols, and they don't seem like they'll come into play like now, but once you scan him in all 4 locations, it'll pretty much reveal another location that you'll have to go to. So for now, just scan and go about your business.
Looking him up now. He's voiced by Carrie Payton, and he is actually a vigilante and also an assassin, so we can trust him.
Sure, we can.
He also is a member of this cult called the Order of Saint Thomas.
Saint Thomas.
They're basically Batman, but with an
Excuse me.
Oh wow!
Whoop.
I forgot we're in New Game Plus.
Local
so we have
Batman
all these
coming
cool...
through. Punch!
Oh, right in the crotch.
Batman, that was just Batman. That was that necessary? But okay, I see. That's right.
Yes, it was.
New Game Plus gives you that cool shockwave ability when you land.
Well, yeah, because that's one of the upgrades that you can get when you go through the skill tree. And trust me, like, when we get to one particular side mission, you'll be thankful that I pretty much saved you guys all that tedium.
No
So yeah,
worries.
just to bring people up to speed, we're over here at the church because this is where that sniper Joker had. We traced the sniper's location to this abandoned church.
Okay. And yeah, the Order of Saint. Hey, Harley.
Why, hello.
Dude.
Well, is this how you greet the opener to the Church of Emperor Joker?
You okay?
Broke my vocal cords.
Okay, you're just playing a bit. I thought there was something actually wrong with you.
No, I was trying to play a joke saying that she has a new voice actress.
Okay, yeah. This is the game that, like... This is, like, the game that introduced the notion of having Tara Strong voicing Harley, and for better or worse, it's not going away anytime soon.
So
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think? I mean, I know in the DC Supergirls TV show can get a little squeaky.
Well, that's kind of like my big complaint when it comes to Harley, or Tara's version of Harley, is that a lot of times where she does it, like, it's not as bad in City. I think it's... I think it's usually at its worst in stuff like Injustice or, like you said, the DC Supergirl show. She definitely does tend to make her sound really squeaky and a little grating at times.
So are they? So was she really just setting us up to be killed by firing squad?
Yes.
If we actually stay here long enough, will they shoot us?
Oh, they will. I just wanted to stay here because, again, I just love showing off a lot of the Mook dialogue.
I mean, it's pretty easy to miss, assuming you have little patience.
Well, lucky for you, I have patience. I think.
Do you?
So I guess while we stall and let them argue amongst themselves, Jordan, what are your thoughts on the notion of Tara voicing Harley?
How's he gonna do that? He can't do that, can he?
Well, as a matter of fact,
Whoa, okay.
I'm sorry.
That
There's
happened.
just There was just something about how, real quick, there was just something so amazing about he can't do that, can he? And it was just the fact, oh crap, hang on, they're grabbing hostages immediately.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
So this is
Oh,
kind of
dear.
like our introduction proper to stealth sections. For the most part, they're pretty much the same as they are in Asylum, but they introduce a handful of new takedowns, which we're actually going to be showing off in this little section.
Okay.
First
But
off,
yeah.
you can use, like... Hang on. Yeah, one takedown you can do is that you can use the environment to do takedowns, like he's behind this pretty fragile-looking wall. Boop.
Yoink.
Oh, so you grab him right through the wall,
Ooh,
okay.
jeez.
And, but yeah, no, sorry, the thing I was laughing at was just, I loved how, like, there was no magic flare to his smoked up bomb just at his feet and just, yeah, okay, let's get this over with.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And next, you have ledge takedowns, for mooks that are directly below you.
Straight from he's
wow.
just using his legs.
Strangle him with
Yeah.
those
Use those legs, Batman.
calves of justice. I would say those calves of justice.
This is Batman here to tell you never skip leg day.
Never.
And then this, which is probably one of my favorites, you can be able to take down two mooks at once with a good old-fashioned headbutt.
Ah, the classic.
The old Hanna-Barbera special.
Never gets old. But anyway, so now that that's all taken care of, Jordy, we were asking you about something with Harley and stuff, I think, earlier.
Okay, so there are times where I don't exactly have a problem with her Harley voice. In fact, I'm somewhat
Harley.
convinced that my Harley is a little bit similar to hers, maybe to Hinton Welch too. But like Steve, during the times where her voice is more squeaky and kind of like screechy, it kind of gets annoying after a while.
Yeah.
When it's more
It's like-
subtle and not as screechy, then I'm okay with it.
I guess it's like if it's in short bursts, like short bursts,
Yeah.
but like don't give her like any huge long monologues, otherwise it will start to like
Yeah.
poke out
I
more.
think it also depends on, like... I know this is a tired excuse, but I think it also depends on direction, because I remember the shorts that they made to promote Gods and Monsters, you know, the one Elseworlds story involving, like, the sort of evil Justice League. Harley appears in that. That's also the one that I showed you, Logan, where it had, like, the crazy Harley that had barely anything on. She voices her in that, and she's not quite as squeaky in that. If anything, that's probably where she sounds the closest to Arlene's Harley.
So I mean, as we've said, it always seems to be like a half and half. Like it's like it has to be partially on voice direction, partially on where she's going with it. Like we were talking about the other day, like those Sonic lines in the new Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 James showed off those sounded pretty alright.
And actually, if we're talking about the same thing, is that the game where she also kind of took the same direction as Margot Robbie, or is that a whole different game?
Well, I wasn't talking about a game. I was talking about a movie.
I'm sorry.
It's that alternate universe one that Bruce Timm made.
Okay,
It's the one where
okay.
Batman's an actual vampire.
I think I missed that one because I don't think I've seen it yet.
That's why. Like, Harley wasn't in the movie itself. She was more so in one of the shorts they made to promote the movie.
Ah.
And now in another rip-roaring adventure into voice acting podcasts.
It's always interesting, and I mean, otherwise we're just talking with Cash about, hey, by the way, remember that guy you found who was a bad guy? Turns out he's still a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, just the bit of dialogue that's happening here is that, like, ever since the whole incident on Arkham Island, because he kind of, try as he might, he didn't do the best job of managing what happened on Arkham Island, Aaron Cash kind of got a little fired, and so he's basically picking up this new job as, like, security for the city.
Ah, okay.
Because, desk jobs are pretty much all booked full at the moment, and all you can really do is, hold up a gun and hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
So, now we're going to go up to the tower here of the church. This is where we found... this is where that sniper shot that Joker tried to take came from. However, it looks like Joker himself's not here yet.
Well,
It looks like it's being controlled remotely by Joker.
Yeah, and that sniper is apparently... It was remote operated from a remote location that's not here.
Was that supposed to be a pun? Remote?
also, are we not going to notice that this whole place is pretty much booby-trapped right now?
Don't worry, that'll come into play in a few seconds.
Also, my goodness, Joker, you look awful.
Oh yeah, I mentioned it in the last part. Like, a thing that you'll be noticing, a lot of people are talking about the fact that Joker is kind of sick after the whole mess with Titan, and rumors including. Here's actually something that a lot of people don't know about. Wait until this timer goes off. It actually won't blow up immediately. You'll actually get a secret message.
Way to ruin the surprise hype.
But I understand.
Well, why else do you think I'm not making a run for it? Dude.
What are you waiting for? We both know how this is going to turn out. You're going to come and find me. You can't stop yourself, can you? Sometimes I wonder if all this will just end with one of us looking down at the other's corpse.
Good old Mark Hamill.
To do next. The only question is,
Remember when he wanted this to be his last time voicing Joker?
Yeah, and then he came back for the Killing Joke, right?
Well, only because he really wanted to do that one.
I think he came out like a little before that, but... Sorry, I'm trying to... There we go.
Get out.
It's like, I think he did play a couple of things before Killing Joke, and he always did mention that, like, Killing Joke was a story he always wanted to do, so I don't mind him returning for that. But it's just an instance of... Well, and I'll give him credit, he was pretty good about keeping that promise for a while. Like, he didn't return for Assault on Arkham, or a bunch of other games, or stuff that came out around that time.
Right. Oh, okay. Now we gotta track down Joker. There's something like there's something I appreciate about how like he not only gave you one but like two very like honestly polite. Okay, I'm gonna actually detonate the explosion now, so you probably should get out of here.
Yes,
Otherwise,
sir.
it's not as
Get out of
fun.
here.
I mean, it's no fun if my playmate gets murdered.
And that's the whole thing. So I mean, I know there's something else I was gonna ask. So we mentioned about that. I mentioned with that this was gonna be his last voice. That this was.
Well, it was
initially
originally going to be
last.
his last one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it can, I know it's not that he's not enjoying his time with the character. It probably was something where like at the same time between of course freaking Star Wars, because then you have the new
Yeah.
trilogy that came out after that. But do you think it's something where he just doesn't want to? It's either he just wants to retire, period, or he just doesn't want to be known for the same character.
I imagine it probably is the latter, if I had to make a guess.
I mean, I'm wondering if this was also like taking a toll on his vocal cords, and he wanted to just rest for a little while.
Well, I imagine that might be the case, because that is something that, like, I've noticed with, like, a handful of his most recent stuff. Like, I remember in Justice League Action, he definitely sounds a lot raspier there compared to how he did in City.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, for those that missed, that little thing that we heard, apparently someone sent a distress flare from this abandoned toy factory. Someone's trying to get out as well, and let's see if we can give them a helping bat hand.
Good idea.
I forget, James. Do we know any bad villains to associate with toys?
Ask Hype. I'm not the big Batman aficionado.
Okay, because I feel like this has to be another like big build up to something. Huh? Excuse me.
I mean,
It is a
like
build-up. It is a villain, but it's not like a... He is somewhat related to toys, but it's a lot more subtle than you would think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. You wanna know what I noticed something?
What's that?
What's up?
I'm pretty sure this was probably before he came back as the Joker, but in the Lego DC Comics Superheroes one, he voiced the Trickster and Sinestro, but not the Joker.
Well, and like the animated stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird.
And to be fair, like, he has voiced Trickster in, like, quite a few things, actually. Like, he was the guy that played him in the original live-action Flash series, and he even voiced, like, an older Trickster in the most recent one, which I do appreciate.
Fair.
Almost forgot about you.
Don't think I don't appreciate what y'all did today. I don't think I don't. Even if he kept the same deep register, I don't know if I'd be able to take Batman as seriously if he had a very like over the top.
Who's that big hunk of man
southern
there?
drawl and what? I thought.
What the heck?
Well, what do you know? It's the bane of our existence.
Oh, hello, senor!
He's all back to normal after that whole asylum business.
About as normal as Bane can be, anyway.
Last time I saw you, you were wrapped around the hood of my car.
No, he wasn't. He was all shriveled up.
No,
and
he was.
weird
Like,
looking.
remember at the end of the fight, Batman sent the Batmobile to pretty much ram him into the
Oh,
river?
right.
Yeah.
Young's Titan formula.
But yeah, apparently the reason that Bane is here is that all that Titan that we've been dealing with in the last game, apparently 6 containers of the stuff found their way into Arkham City, and he's trying to...
You're close, Hyde. 12.
Oh, it's close. Oh,
Really?
sorry. It's basically, there's 12 of them. We're deciding to team up and take 6 of them each to make sure no one else gets their hands on the Titan.
Right. Well, Bane gets the other half.
We find Titan containers, we destroy them. Deal?
Of course. Each container has a radio beacon built in.
How convenient.
And yeah, that's gonna be like another mission. Like, when you leave this building and look at the map, there'll be like markers showing where each of the Titan containers are, and I am gonna go out of my way to find all 6 of them whenever I'm near one of them.
Okay.
I guess that is something I could ask real quick. Like, are you going to go for all the side quests in this game?
I go for most of them. The only ones that I don't go for are the ones involving the political prisoners, mainly because those are like a lot more subtle and that they can pretty much happen whenever. You know, they're kind of like the acts of random violence in the Insomniac Spider-Man games, where it's like there's no big announcement, they just happen.
Right. Also, I may have like blinked out for a little bit there, like kind of like, you know, zoned out. Were we just having a nice just chat with Bane and nothing bad happened and we're just kind of trusting him?
Well, basically, again, like I said, the reason that we're tagging along is that, like, we're trying to make sure that no one else uses the Titan that somehow made its way to Arkham City.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad that we're helping him, you know, teach him not to share.
So, anyway, where we're at now is this whole place used to be one big steel mill owned by one Roman Sionis, aka the Black Mask. Joker has bought and repurposed it into being his new, like, fortress of Jokery, if you will.
Considering that Black Mask more or less got made a bitch out of himself in the last part, I guess I can understand why he wouldn't really have the need for this place.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Holy crap, yeah. Well, suppose we'll just tune in, take out all the fortress, take out all the troops, snipers and all, and we'll just break in like we always do. And I'm sure Joker's
Actually,
expecting us.
like, you don't have to take out every single one of them. Like, the only ones you ever have to take out are the ones that are, like, specifically blocking an exit. The rest of them you're free to, like, manage on your own time. And yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of exploring because the thing is that, like, this is kind of going back to the Azrael missions. I know which spots he's at. However, I keep forgetting that there are, like, certain time intervals where he appears in those certain spots, so sometimes I'm looking a little too early and whatnot.
Oh, so it's not scripted with events in the game. You just have to, like...
Well, I think some of them are. It's more so a matter of, like, he's always going to be in the exact same 4 spots. It's just that the times he appears in them can sometimes change depending on where you're at.
Okay. Ooh, I spy someone who needs a nice little hug.
Well, why don't we go give it to him?
Dude,
Tackle!
that's the kind of hug you want, right?
That ain't no hug.
You have to clarify, otherwise I can't. I almost thought you just straight up shot him, but I realized you used your grapple hook on him.
Batman shooting people? What do you think this is?
Dude,
No!
yeah, who do you think this is? His dad from an alternate universe?
I forgot if I'd asked. How does the Batarang control in this compared to Asylum? Is it smoother or?
It's a lot more instantaneous, I'll say that much. Like, you can still be able to, like, hold and aim, but the tapping for it is a lot more, like, freeform.
Okay. It definitely, they definitely sped up, or, you know, like they, how to put it, they streamlined how the combat works a bit more. And I'm glad to see that it more or less became the standard for the series after that.
Yeah.
Alfred.
Come on, Batman. You cannot lie to me, Batman, that you haven't said that at least once while you've been flying around here. Just a single, just a little, like,
Now,
you
let's
know,
see.
enjoying your time. And anyway,
Somewhere deep down in the recesses of his dark mind, there has to be that little Bruce Wayne that would like to go wee.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, look at this. Whee! What the? Okay.
Okay, so to elaborate, because we kind of missed out on that, the reason we're going through this chimney is that, like, apparently Joker has a lot of the main entrances blocked, except for this chimney way.
Yep, so we're gonna reenact the fight scene to Rayman 2 in this giant. Oh, okay, slightly different lava pool.
Yeah, honestly, this chimney doesn't look big enough to contain a Rayman 2 final boss.
Freaking
Yeah.
but it totally reminded me of like the giant like tower that you fight that mech in and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
God, that was annoying.
Christ, that boss fight in and of itself is just a trial in and of itself.
I imagine.
Just trying to get it to like, well, it's like because you're trying to fly around while also aiming and keeping it. It's really like.
The steam from the furnace will boil me alive.
Oh, also the fire.
Down the cold
There's also fire right here. But no, it's like.
There you go.
From what you showed me though, Jay, it's really like. Clunky or whatever the word is. Like it's
very slippery.
Oof, that is dangerous.
Don't worry, I'm a comic book villain. A character. I don't know why I said villain.
Maybe in an Elseworlds tale, hype. Maybe in an Elseworlds tale.
No, there are plenty, just not enough, I think.
He finally outs himself, and everyone's like, he's like, no, wait, no, I misspoke, guys, wait, really, guys.
I mean, everyone has to slip the tongue, don't they?
I mean, I used to be a Batman at one point.
God, Spider-Man.
I was a boy.
Spider-Man's career would be over if he ever did that within J. Jonah Jameson's presence.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, don't pay no mind to the fact that I use an upgrade that you're technically not supposed to get until later to block those vents.
Again, New Game Plus.
Yeah, there are benefits.
Let's do some entertainment, right, boys? Please, I did my best.
Oh.
Oh, that is... So, remember when I was talking about... Remember when I was talking about Joker being sick? Basically, Harley has been having goons steal a bunch of doctors throughout Arkham to try to figure out what's wrong with Joker, and none of them have been really coming up with any answers so far, and this is basically Harley's way of saying, "This is what I say to you and your lack of a proper diagnostic."
Damn.
Lovely impersonation of me, Steven.
It's close.
Hey, you're honestly not even trying, darling.
Okay.
Honestly, the way Hyde tries to portray it makes me think if Mickey Mouse was trying to do a Harley
Yeah.
impression.
Oh, well, I never saw it coming.
It's like, what do you think, Mrs. M? Ha-ha.
To tell you the truth, I'm not even a real blonde.
Take her to the smelting chamber.
That would have been I'm not a real brunette, and he just like peels the black off him to reveal a redhead.
Oh.
DC Mr. Hammer.
Mr. Hammer is just like a random mook that they made for this game.
Mr. Hammer was born a conjoined twin with his brother Sickle, who I imagine we'll meet later.
Yes, he will. He is actually a member of the Penguin's crew.
Oh.
So they were conjoined twins, hence why their arms are both kind of messed up. And as if you haven't already figured out the whole visual like imagery, Hammer and Sickle, they're both Russian.
I have to do a little bit of going out of the way because I have to get rid of those. Have to clog those up because the particular vent we have to go through, it's too small to where we can't really use the ice thing. Them planning ahead and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. This game still has its anti-cheat methods every now and again.
Some are stronger than others. You'll know where it's probably at its weakest when we get to the Iceberg Lounge. But first, let's take a little listen here, see what these gentlemen are talking about before we promptly crush their heads.
Would it be
Ripping choppers out of their hairs.
Would it be spoilery of me to explain a little bit more about Mr. Hammer I just now read in this little passage that I found really humorous?
Well, we're gonna see him in a little bit anyway, so go ahead.
The fact that, and this may come up in a text bubble or later on. I apologize if so, but just I love the text here of saying that.
Hello.
Oh, peekaboo. Damn! Look at your acrobatics. Is that?
Oh, also, do you see that one mook that has like the hat and the extra padding?
Yes.
Those are special type of mooks where they are pretty much immune to regular attacks. You have to stun them first and then use a beatdown in order to actually lay some damage on them.
Gotcha. So you got powered up with these. Yeah, I see. Okay.
You can be able to, if you have enough like fighting built up, you can use a special takedown on them. You just can't use like regular attacks.
Gosh, look at how fast you go. But yeah, no, basically, so Joker had Hammer and
me.
Sickle. Oh, so Joker,
Would you kindly get out of my way?
he's not beaten dead. There we go. Took a little bit. For you. Anyway, so, yeah, so Joker had found that these two conjoined twins,
Oh.
Hardly I took a single hit. Shut up. Then he had a master surgeon separate the two successfully, except they each now had one arm between, one arm each. And literally, according to how this passage reads, not wanting to have two one-armed henchmen, Joker chose Hammer because he was right-handed. The other one being left-handed, he actually ordered Harley to kill Sickle, but as we're gonna see later, that didn't work out.
Sorry, Sickle. There's no room in my gang for lefties.
Damn straight, apparently. That's sad. Ah, well. Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of tracking to go up there. Like, Joker is held up in that room, and it's no trick, he actually is gonna be in that room. Apparently, we're gonna need to. Well, first off, we're gonna have to rescue that one doctor that they took away to figure out what exactly Joker is doing with all these doctors.
Alright, so back to the smelting room.
All the way over there.
Actually, hell, the smelting room I think is where we just... Oh, no, wait. I thought the smelting room would be where all the lava was.
No, that's just part of the chimney.
Nash.
Wonder what those two are up to.
Oh, I thought she was just going mad.
Well, isn't she? But yeah, it sounds like, if you listen closely, like, it sounds like they're up to something in there. We'll find out what exactly that something is in the next part.
Okay.
Till next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye!
Actually, I just realized, I feel like we're missing somebody.